I'll be a real quick welcome everybody, and I appreciate people who are starting to use the Q&A panel. Clint just gave us the the how this all works because we had to upgrade the account. So many people were interested. We went from the traditional meeting format to the webinar format. It doesn't matter. It's still in Zoom. So anyway, welcome. I've got a few people from our member agencies and maybe some from agencies that are yet to be members. I'm happy that you're all here. This is a repeat performance from Jessica and her team. We had a little technical difficulty. It didn't record. You can see now it is recording, and hopefully we'll have one to share with everybody at the end. I don't want to take too much of Jessica's time, so I'll make her the pin, and I am so excited to hear your presentation.
Yes. Well, I am super, super excited to be here, not once, but twice, like in the matter of a month. So that's exciting. And if this is your first time here, so happy to meet you virtually. And I will tell you that right now I can't see you, but I know that you're there and I'm talking to you. So if you have a question, there's a Q&A box at the bottom. I will be looking and monitoring that Q&A box all throughout the session. And then afterwards, any questions that you have, Leslie will help me make sure that we get any of those questions answered. And if you're like, who is this person? Who is Jessica Nobles? Well, I have been in home care for over 17 years. Yep, I know. I started when I was 18. At some point in time, I'm going to have to stop aging myself. But I love home care and I love sharing all the things that I've learned, both the good, the bad, the ugly, the really hard, and then also the things that I have simplified. So now, not only have I been a home care owner for the past 17 plus years, but I'm also the co-founder of Home Care Ops, where we help hundreds, if not thousands, of home care owners to simplify their operations and truly find success in their business and in their life. So I love what I do, and I love that I'm getting to share with you because today we are going to be talking about the referral relationship playbook. We all know that when it comes to business, that business takes intentional work. It takes intentional effort. It takes intentional actions. And so today I'm going to be diving into some of those intentional actions. And at Home Care Ops, we always talk about there's three things that success comes down to in your business. That's people, that's processes, and that's profit. And so today I'm going to give you a simple system that is a part of our acquisition process. That's part of our process that gets us more clients, more referrals, more relationships, and ultimately more money and more profit in our business. So I'm going to be sharing with you a simple system for building consistent referrals because we know that success really comes down to consistency. And something that we want consistent is clients, right? We want clients, new clients consistently coming in, new referrals consistently coming in. And a lot of times it feels like that we're chasing new clients and it's exhausting. But what if you never had to chase another client again? What if you had a process, a simple system, a pipeline that had referrals coming into your business consistently? Wouldn't that be life-changing? Really? Wouldn't that be business changing? Wouldn't that lower your stress levels a little bit? Help you get off of that seesaw? Because I don't know if you're a little bit like me, but it constantly feels like I need more clients, I need more caregivers, I need more clients, I need more caregivers. And the seesaw never seems to just be a consistent flow, but rather constant reaction. And I will tell you, I have been in this business long enough. I will be a little bit honest and say that for the first 10 years of being in business, I hated marketing. It scared me to death. It frustrated me to no ends. I constantly felt inadequate and inconsistent. And I've seen a lot of traditional marketing tactics that just did not work. It didn't work for me. And I found out that it wasn't just a me issue because whenever we started Home Care Ops, and now we talk to thousands of home care owners. In Home Care Owners community, we have over 10,000 home care owners and operators that we're talking to every single week. And we found out that a lot of the traditional marketing just is not giving us the results that we want. And I want to ask you, are you seeing these same symptoms of traditional marketing? because the reason why traditional marketing isn't working is there's no follow through from referral sources. We put all of this time and effort into building and nurturing and trying to gain referral sources, but it's inconsistent. And how many of you have literally experienced that? And then unqualified or poor leads. It's like you're doing all of this work to get referrals. You're doing all this work to open up the door for opportunity, but whenever the referrals come in, it's a poor fit, it's a wrong fit. They're not qualified. The solutions that you offer are not in line with the needs that they have. And then cold outreach feels awkward and ignored. And I would love to know, like, have you ever went doing cold calls? Oh my gosh, still the anxiety that like comes up in my throat every time I think about having to cold call. And I've been in this business for years. I'm considered one of the most dynamic marketers in the industry, but the word cold call still literally gives me shivers. That's why it's called cold calling, because it gives me shivers. But it's awkward and it's ignored. How many have you have experienced that? Or inconsistency, inconsistent results from high cost tactics. How many of you have went and bought the donut trays or really splurged and went and got the Chick-fil-A trays? And you go and you make friends and you go and you do the things, but you might get a bump, but it's not consistent. It feels like you're constantly chasing the same avenues that you've been running after for years, months, but years. And I see it all the time. And then wasted time on activities with no measurable impact. And this is something that I see all the time. Like, I will tell you, I've never called bingo in an independent living community or an assisted living community. I never have. So that is not a secret to success. But I talk to so many home care owners that says, we've been calling bingo in communities for years, but we're not getting results. I can feel a little bit of like wasted time on activities with no measurable impact. That's definitely part of traditional marketing. Not saying that it doesn't have its place, but it has to be intentional. It has to be strategic. And then what about those referral relationships that feel random and not reliable? It's like, oh yeah, I know them. We talk. Like I buy them coffee and they buy me lunch, but it's really random. Like we're not really building a relationship. And I will tell you, me and my husband were in business together. We are married. And I will tell you, if we only had random communication from time to time, there wouldn't really be a relationship there. So we're going to talk about today how to create consistency. And I love that someone put buying donuts or other food seems like pandering, not very sincere. So true. And I love that. I love that you get me. You are my people. So, and then marketing. Marketing feels like noise, not connection. And that's something right now that if I have a soapbox, I'm going to stand on it right now. And that's so much marketing feels like noise. And now with the form of AI, I love AI and ChatGPT is a friend of mine, but it's made so much noise come in to our marketplace that it seems like noise, not connection. And I don't want to be the noise. So I don't want you to be the noise. So today I'm going to give you a simple system that will help you truly create and nurture and build strong relationships that will be a referral partner for you, and a referral partner that actually refers clients that generate revenue, that increase your profit. Who wants to learn how to do that and do it consistently? Of course you do. That's why you're here. You are my people. And then team burnout from doing all the things. And I want to know, do I have any owners or operators or maybe even marketers here that you're like, I'm doing all the things. I am so burnt out. I'm having to do the marketing, then I'm having to deliver the service, and I'm having to make sure there's caregivers for it. I'm having to make sure there's nurses for it. And I am so burnt out from doing all the things, and it's constantly ebbing and flowing. One week I'm focused on getting new clients. One week I'm focused on getting new aides. The next week I'm focused on just trying to survive and trying to breathe and stay sane. So if you are there, I get it. I have been there, because the truth of the matter is my first business, I've been in home care, I said, for 17 years, but I've not been in the same business for the entire 17 years. When I started my business at 17, in my first year of business, I made $109,000 in revenue. I'll be honest with you, as an 18-year-old who come from a very, very small town in Mississippi where minimum wage is $5.15 an hour, and I didn't know anybody making six figures. I felt like that I was doing really good, but I was definitely that person wearing all the hats. I relied on word of mouth. I relied on the crutch of I was the young angel with the old soul, and my community was talking about this young person starting this home care business. And from the outside, after 2 to 3 years in the business, literally, I'd made a name for myself as being the home care agency, the solution, the care management company that people wanted to work with. But I was burnt out, I was overwhelmed, and I exited that business on the high, making the money, having the team, getting all the good reviews, getting the thank you notes, getting the surprise fruit baskets of gratitude from my clients. I was like, I'm too young to be this burnout. I am literally, this cannot be a business that I can build a life and a family on. And I was getting married. But my story in home care did not end there. After a few years of building a family, having a marriage, having kids, doing consulting on the side for caregiving experiences and family experiences within the home care industry, I was like, I know that home care can be different. I know that serving others, providing care, and having an actual business can be done differently. And so I started my home care 2.0. And in less than 9 months, we had made $1 million. Here I am going from struggling to keep my other business that I had been in for years, struggling to get it at $1 million and keep it there. And it was ebbing and flowing and dipping, and I was losing my mind and doing all the things. I started Home Care 2.0 with less than, literally, we had $3,000 in investment in the first 9 months. We made over $1 million in our business. So I don't care where you are in your business today. I don't care if you're just starting out. I don't care if you've been in business for 20 years. It doesn't matter if you do home care, hospice, home health, or palliative care. What I'm about to share with you today is so simple. It will either blow your mind or make you think, oh my God, I can't believe that I didn't think of this a long time ago. But this is the system that I teach home care owners at every level. And a lot of times when I go in and I audit those 3, 5, 7, $10 million agencies, and I see that the gap is the consistency in marketing, the inconsistency in referral generation. This one simple thing, super, super simple, that I'm going to show you will literally change the game when it comes to building referral relationships. So, and the one thing that I want to address, and I just want to address the elephant in the room, is I talk to people all the time, and they always say, I don't know what referral relationships I should go after. Like, I don't know who to build relationships with. There's not enough referrals coming in. There's not enough business out there. I will tell you that one thing, we are literally in the golden era of, and there's so much business, so many people are turning, what was it years ago? They said 10,000 people are turning 65 every single day. So the business is there. And then the potential referral sources, I have literally give you a list of 60 potential referral sources. This is referral sources that come from my referral system, meaning that I receive referrals from these referral sources that I'm sharing with you on an ongoing basis. Now you, if anybody ever used the excuse of, I don't know where to go, or there's not enough people, or people already are aligned with other agencies, and so they're not wanting to give me referrals, take this list, screenshot it, and start there. There's 60 potential referral sources. But here's the thing, you don't need 60. If I would have tried to go after 60 referral sources, I would have lost my mind. But the fact is, this is the fact. speaking from someone who's made millions of dollars because I grew a multi-million dollar, multi-state home care agency. I can attest. And then with working at the hundreds of other home care agencies that I get to coach and support every single week, 80% of your business comes from 20% of your referral sources. 80% of your business comes from 20% of your referral sources. And I have went ahead and narrowed down that list of 60. And you can take that list of 60, but I will tell you that the top 10 referral sources comes from past and current clients. Are you currently leveraging your current clients? Are you getting the reviews? Are you asking for the referrals? Are you connecting with their doctors? Are you connecting? And one of the things that we use the term, your out of office support team, your out of office support team, and also partners in care. Those are two terminologies that we use in our business. And for partners in care, if you have a current client, know who their existing doctor is, know who their existing, it doesn't matter if they have Alzheimer's, know who is their specialist, who is their podiatrist. You're already a partner in care with this person and they don't know your name and you maybe don't even know their name. But really leveraging your current clients and who are their partners in care, who else is a part of their care continuum, ensuring that you guys are delivering care together in alignment so that that client gets better outcomes. Are you leveraging that connection? If not, instantly, if you have 100 clients, you instantly have at least 80 potential doctors that you're already a partner in care in. Do they know you? Do you know them? Are you leveraging that connection? The second one is home health agencies. And I know we may have home health agencies on the call right now. And so your partner in care may be a non-medical home care agency. Hospice companies can be a great source, especially for those 24-hour clients. While there's higher turnover, just because the nature of the hospice, it still is a great way. It's a great way to get into hospitals through the connections that the hospice companies have. Another one is online SEO. And I see this all the time. People will say, I feel like I am just throwing money into a big black hole when it comes to SEO. I don't understand it. But online, if you're leveraging online and SEO, and you're having, rather than just sending someone to a call the agency now or sign up for your free assessment, but you're using online to capture the people's information with a free tool or a free conversations to have with your aging loved one, or the top 10 questions to ask when getting professional care. And they put in their phone number and their email address. And then that next day or within 24 hours, you say, hey, I noticed you download this checklist for your loved one. I wanted to call you, introduce myself, and let you know that I am here to assist you and guide you every step of the way. You're a whole lot more likely to have someone download a free valuable asset online than they are to call you and set up an assessment. So are we using online and SEO to its fullest potential? And guys, all this is free. I haven't even got to the system that I'm going to be teaching you, but I want you to know that referrals are out there. Clients are needing you out there right now. People are looking and desperate for solutions right now, but we've got to know how to get in front of them and to do it consistently. Obviously, friends and family is one of the top 10 referral sources, especially when you position yourself as a solution. You're not just providing tasks, you're not just providing services, but they truly see you as a solution. Geriatric care managers is another one. Independent living communities. We know the independent living communities that we are there to help them shut their back door. They work hard to open up the front. We shut the back door. Rehabilitation centers, fiduciary and wealth managers. I will tell you that fiduciary and wealth managers, while you may not get the same number of leads and referrals, that the amount of profitability and revenue that can come from each and every referral, a lot of time the big clients, the money clients, the clients that are needing full-time 24-hour care, the clients that truly can pay for things like private care, are found in fiduciary and wealth managers. And then house call physicians and nurse practitioners. If you haven't looked in your area and you're not working with doctors and nurse practitioners that go into the homes, they are an excellent source of ongoing referrals. So those are the top 10 referral sources. So you have your list of 60, and I've just said, okay, you can go for 60, but here's the top 10 that's giving the most results over the nation. We support agency owners right now in every state in the US, and that is the top 10 list. So I helped you narrow it down. Because at the end of the day, it's all about building relationships with intention. It's about building trust instead of noise. I don't care how noisy you are with your marketing if it's non-intentional. And my favorite quote, and I never teach marketing without sharing this quote, is that strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. But tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat. And if you have ever done marketing and you're like, I'm just doing it, I'm doing all the things, and I'm doing all the things until I don't have time to do all the things because it's just not working. It's not working the way it's supposed to. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I feel frustrated with a lack of results. More than likely, you're doing all the things, you're doing the tactics without strategy, and you have the noise before defeat. And I want everybody to say out loud, let somebody in your office say, who is she talking to? Say, I will not be the noise. I will not be the noise. Because the fact is when you have strategy, maybe you don't even have all the tactics, but it's still a route to victory. But today I'm going to give you strategy and I'm going to give you tactics because it's all about building trust instead of the noise. The noise a lot of times is what we say, oh, well, they got to know we exist. We got to know they exist. And that's awareness. But awareness itself will not get you referrals. If you might make a lot of noise and people might say, oh, I seen where you did this on social media, or I seen where you're out doing this, or you guys are staying busy. But if it's not generating relationships and it's not generating referrals, it's not generating revenue. So, and I don't know about you, but I'm not making friends just to make friends. I need the friends to help make money so I can continue making an incredible impact in my business and my clients and in my employees. So you have to start with awareness, and then you have to intentionally create a relationship. And relationships is something that you have to what? You have to nurture. You have to communicate with. You have to be intentional with. And then from the relationships, that's where referrals come from. Referrals are going to be a result of the intentional relationships that we build. And so often, that's where I see people begin to go wrong, or they just don't go far enough. Maybe it's not that they're doing it wrong, they're just not going far enough in the relationship building. They're always worried about that first initial introduction. But there's 3 touch points. There's 3 intentional strategies that you have to go through, all 3 of them, before it will result in a referral and before it will result in revenue. And that is, you've got to introduce yourself, but then you've got to follow up, and then you have to follow through, right? And people talk about the know, like, and trust. They have to know, like, and trust you. I'm about to give you the actual tactical system for know, like, and trust, which is introduce, follow up, and follow through. Now, in my home care business, I've done it once the hard way, and I've done it twice the way that it took hard work, but I was successful much, much, much simpler and much faster. The difference was the consistency of how I created those relationships. And I've already told you at the beginning, and I will confess, I hated marketing when I first started this business. I felt awkward. I felt completely outside of my scope of comfort. I literally pulled up to the same assisted living community for 2 weeks in a row, sitting out there watching marketing videos on YouTube because I felt so insecure marketing. And I was like, I can't do this. What if I get through? What if I don't get past the gatekeeper? What if I do? What will I say? And So that's where I come from for marketing. So now being called one of the most dynamic marketers in the industry is a little surreal to me. But what made the difference is what I call the 2 by 2 by 2 strategy. And it made all the difference in the world because I went from being completely inconsistent with marketing and having no system to having a consistent system that I could maintain even when I was wearing all of the hats. Even whenever I was doing marketing and recruitment and acquisition and delivery of the services and ensuring everybody was happy on my team, this was a system I could still do consistently. And the 2 by 2 by 2, it's so simple. Every single week, do 2 new introductions a week. Introduce yourself to 2 people. And this is part of the attract in the acquisition funnel. Just introduce yourself to 2 people. This could be via LinkedIn. This could be in person. It could be at a networking meeting. Introduce yourself with intention of knowing that this is 2 introductions that I am going to introduce myself and I am going to make an intentional connection, an intentional connection. So what this does not look like is going to a network meeting and gathering 20 to 30 business cards and taking them back to your office and throwing them into your desk. To the point, I don't carry business cards with me anymore, and I don't gather people's business cards anymore. When they go to hand me a business card, I literally say, you know what? If you're anything like me, this will be in the bottom of your desk drawer or the bottom of your bag for the next 2 years, and you won't even know where to look for it. So how about this? What is your number? I'm going to shoot you over my contact right now, and that way you have it. And I get out my phone, I get out my text, and I text them my direct contact, because then what do I have? I have their direct cell phone number or their direct contact information that I can intentionally connect with them. I would rather you have 2 intentional connections a week than try to hit up 20 different people, because you can't create a relationship if you're literally trying to hit up 20 different people a week with no intentional follow up or follow through. Because you want to create the intention with the intent of, I am going to follow up with you. I'm going to send you a calendar link, or I'm going to send you my information. And when I am talking with them in that introduction phase, I'm not worried about telling them what I do. I want to ask them about them, because who does people like to talk about? They like to talk about themselves. Who do they find the most value in? Themselves and what they need from you. So that first introduction, when you're talking with them, you want to give them a compliment, qualify them to see if they're a good referral source, a good relationship that you want to pursue, and then begin the relationship building. Because number 2, so we've got our 2 introductions a week. The next thing you're going to do each week is to do 2 follow-ups, 2 follow-ups with them. And you're going to capture their attention, their interest, and their information. Those are the 3 things that you want to capture: their attention, their interest, and their information. So their attention is literally showcasing to them, understanding who are they and what do they need? How can we serve them? What valuable asset can we bring to them to the table? If we don't know how to do that, then let's research. Let's research it so that we can capture their attention, so that we can capture their interest. So that if I'm talking to a case manager, I know that the way that I'm going to capture their attention and their interest is by telling them, we're not only here to support the clients and patients that we serve together, we're here to support you. We're your out of office support team. And we know that the one thing that you need is more time and less time on phone calls. So in that family desk call, you concerned about the next step of the process, or the what happens after discharge. You don't have to spend 30 minutes on the phone. You can say, I know exactly who to connect you with. You need to speak to Jessica and her team, because they'll guide you through every step of care whenever your loved one is discharged, right? Because I know that is going to be a valuable attention grabbing thing for a case manager, because I know they need more time. And so, what are we doing to literally capture their interest, attention, and information? And I will tell you that it doesn't matter how much marketing you do, marketing just creates the opportunity for more referrals, for relationships. It literally just opens up a door. But what we do to either walk through it or have people walk through that door is up to our systems and our processes. It's up to follow up, it's up to follow through. So, right now, if you've been turning your wheels and turning all the tricks in the book when it comes to marketing, take it a step further and make sure that you are, one, not just introducing yourself to introduce yourself, but it's so that you can follow up with them, so that you can follow through. So, to recap, each week you're going to introduce yourself to 2 people, and then you're going to follow up with 2 people that you've already introduced yourself to, or that you know, or they know you, or you've been in their circle of influence, but you haven't intentionally followed up with them. You haven't said, hey, I love what you're doing in your business. I love the way that you're providing solutions, and I love whatever they're doing. Give them a compliment. I feel like we are very aligned, and together we could make an even bigger impact for our shared clients and our potentially shared clients. I would love for us to get together for a cup of coffee or a Zoom call, whatever it may be, to follow up with the intention of following through. And this is where nurture happens. This is where the magic happens in home care. And so, and an example of what this may look like, just to give you a viewpoint, is an intro could literally be a message. You could message a social worker on LinkedIn. You could invite them for coffee. A follow-up is an email. You could email a rehab director a resource guide. You could literally say, hey, love what you're doing over there. This is how we help our clients to navigate the aging process step by step. They never have to feel alone. And it also supports you in your outcomes. Here's a resource guide that you can share with your patients, with your clients. That's a follow-up. And then a follow-through. And I will tell you, with the follow-up, whenever you intentionally set up the follow-up, meaning you've made the connection and then you tell them you're going to send them something, you're going to send them a calendar link, you're going to send them a text, you're going to send them an email, whatever that next step is in your follow-up, it's all about building trust, right? And you can build trust so much faster than you think you can with 2 simple words. 2 simple words will begin to build trust from get-go, from day one, from the first touch point. And that is as promised. Start your email with as promised. Here's that document, or here's that checklist. As promised, I wanted to connect with you and send you this calendar invite. As promised, here's that text message with my contact that you can simply download to your phone. As promised, we'll begin to build trust right away. It's all about intentional touch points. So, 2 introductions a week, 2 follow-ups a week, and 2 follow-throughs a week. So let's talk about what a follow-through looks like. A follow-through is when you're showing proof. Hey, I followed through on what I said I would follow through with. And that is reaching out and connecting with whoever gave you that referral and saying, hey, thank you so much for that referral. Mr. Jones is such a great client. Like, it's so great to see the impact that our caregivers are having on his overall outcomes. Is connecting with them and giving them updates on where you're at in the process. And it also could be a thank you card or a review. Something that we do with all of our thank you cards is when we get a thank you card from a client, if it was from a client that we got a referral from someone, we will take the card, we'll put it on our bulletin board for a week or 2, we'll make a copy of it, but then we will put that thank you card that we received into an envelope and send it to the person who gave us the referral. and we'll say, hey, we received this thank you card from Mr. Jones, but this would not have been possible without you. I want to thank you for entrusting us with this referral. I want to thank you for helping make such an impact on this family. So while our names, there's the one on this card, know that you're the reason. What? That's so simple. To literally just send a thank you card that we've received. When we receive a review from a referral, when we receive a review from a client that come from a referral, we literally screenshot that review and then we email it over to the person that sent the referral and said, hey, this review come from the Jones family and talking about how great our caregivers are. But I want to thank you because this wouldn't have been possible without your referral. We're looking forward to the next referral. That's follow through. When we receive an award or a recognition, whether it be from Activated Insights or the local chamber, we print those suckers off. We put them in a yellow envelope and we send it to our referral partners and say, hey, we were honored to be recognized as the top home care agency in so-and-so county. But this wouldn't have been possible without you entrusting your referrals to us. That's follow through. And here's the great thing. For many of you, you're probably saying, these are all good ideas. I don't care if you received a referral 5 years ago and you still have that client. You can literally send a thank you note saying, hey, we have been consistently providing dependable care to Miss Jones over the past 5 years. And I want you to know that that referral that you referred 5 years ago has made such an impact in this family's life. And we are considered a true solution to this family because you referred them to us. And I want to thank you. And I look forward to making a huge impact together on our next referral. That is follow through. And I will tell you, there's something so powerful about that. But so often when we think about marketing, we always think about how do we bust through doors when we've already opened so many doors that we haven't walked through yet, when we've already opened so many doors that we didn't actually let nurture it to its full potential. So many of you, if you're like, I've been marketing for years and you've just missed the follow up or the follow through part, that's not wasted. You still have all of those introductions that you've already done. Now, each week, do 2 new introductions, follow up with 2 introductions you've already made. I don't care. We've already established it could have been 5 years ago. Follow up with them. And sometimes my follow up looks like this, where I have to say, I want to apologize. I have completely done you a disservice. We have been in the same network for years, and I have never intentionally reached out to you. That ends today. I love what you're doing over at so-and-so hospice. We love hearing the success that your patients are having and how much they talk about how much you care. And I know that we're doing good in our businesses, and I know we can do even greater together. That's a follow-up. And then continue to follow through, because it's not a referral relationship if it's not nurtured. So 2 introductions a week consistently. We can do that. That takes less than probably 20 minutes. 2 follow up and 2 follow through a week. That's 6 intentional touch points every single week. It doesn't matter if you're wearing all the hats. I think you can do that, right? That's something you can do consistently. But you can't stop there. Can't stop there, because doing all of that work, doing all that effort, you've got to track it. You've got to review it, and you've got to report it, right? So first, track. What do you track? Each week, track the date, the team member, the action type. And the action type is literally, is it an introduction, a follow-up, or follow-through? That's the action type. Don't overthink it. Don't complicate it. You've got the contact name and their organization, and then their status and next steps. What is the status? Is it pending? Is it you're currently following up with them? List that. List the method of contact. Was it via LinkedIn? Was it in person? Was it you sent a thank you letter? What was the method of contact? Was it a coffee meeting? And then be tracking the leads and referrals received. Because how can you follow up and follow through, especially follow through, if you don't know and you're not tracking the leads and referrals that you're receiving? And then attaching them to the lead source. And be tracking how many referrals converted, because we don't want to keep building a relationship with someone who every single lead they do send is a wrong fit and they're not actually a good fit for our company. And then how many current active clients is assigned to that referral source? How many clients are you still actively providing service for that you can continue to nurture and keep them updated, and you can follow through and you can give updates on the progress and the status and the reviews that referral, that lead has associated? And this gives you visibility and confidence, and it lets you coach your team instead of guess. So many times we're guessing at what's working and what isn't in our business because we don't have a system. We don't have a marketing engine. But the marketing engine like this, it doesn't break, because intentional action leads to intentional results. And you want intentional results in your marketing engine. And so who thinks they can do this? Who's like, yep, this is simple. Awesome. I love it. And when it comes to tracking, don't overthink it. We literally use Google Docs. If you have a Google Doc, track it that way. If you use Excel sheets, track it that way. And Clint, could you move my slide, please? Thank you. But the next step, so we've got 2 follow-up, 2 introductions, 2 follow-ups, 2 follow-throughs. Who is going to do it? We know we've got to track it, but who are we going to assign this task? For some of you, it may be you. You may be the owner. You may be an operator. You may be a marketer. But some of you may be listening and you're like, I'm listening and this is good stuff, but I'm not the one who will be doing this. So determine who's going to be driving the engine. Intentional action leads to intentional results. But that means that we've got to clearly assign who is doing this intentional action. And if you're one of those owners who are like, yep, I'm wearing all the hats, this may be you. So you may have to take your calendar out and say, I'm going to dedicate 4 hours a week to introducing myself to 2 people, following up with 2 people, and following through with 2 people. I think we can do that. I know we're busy, but sometimes busy is an excuse because we aren't confident in what to do next. So I hope today that I'm raising your confidence levels. It may be a marketer. You may say a marketer better make more than 6 touch points, but I will tell you, if you will assign them and say, hey, 2 follow-ups, 2 follow-throughs, and 2 introductions, and maybe if it's a marketer, you can say, let's start with 2. And then whenever they get good at 2, give them 4. And then when they get good at 4, make it 6 by 6 by 6. And I'll be honest with you, I built a multi-million, multi-state home care agency with my team members doing 2 by 2 by 2. And then whenever we got a marketer building them up, I didn't see where they had to go beyond a 6 by 6 by 6. 20 to 24 intentional touch points a week beats trying to have a machine gun methodology to marketing and just spraying and hoping something hits. We know that doesn't work. And that's probably what a lot of you have been experiencing. And I want you to have clear takeaways. I want you to have clear next steps, because good ideas without good action just leads to frustration. So your 3 takeaways today is identify your top 3 referral sources. You got a list of 60. I've told you what the 10 top ones are in the nation, in the industry. Identify your top 3 referral sources, but actually put a name to them, not just home health, not just hospice, not just fiduciaries or wealth managers, but who are they? What is the actual names? Identify your top 3 referral sources, and then build a relationship-based funnel like I just showed you. Introduce, follow up, follow through, attract, capture, nurture. That's what you're doing. You're attracting at introduce, you're capturing at follow up, and you are nurturing at follow through. And then use a system to create predictable growth. I just give you the system. It's 2 by 2 by 2. See, aren't systems so simple? They're not always simple to execute because it takes consistency, and that can sometimes get boring. But that is where success happens, is through consistent actions. And your first week using 2 by 2 by 2. So over the next 7 days, this is what you're going to do. You're going to assign the role. Who's going to be doing the 2 by 2 by 2? And then identify your top 3 priority contacts, meaning this is their name. This is how I'm going to contact them. This is the method I'm going to contact them. Plan the 2 new introductions. And then set follow up and follow through. And then track the outcomes. Because when I started, I said that there's 3 things that really determine the success in your business. It's people, it's processes, and it's profit. So by over the next week, you clearly assigning this is who's doing this role. This is the person responsible for doing this simple system of 2 by 2 by 2. And then you put a process in place for this is who they're contacting. And the process can be created by whoever's doing it. So it may be letting them hear this replay. It could be sitting down with them and saying, okay, who are we contacting? How are we contacting them? When are we contacting them? And why are we contacting them? And why is important? Because it helps us build, and the next step is, because introduction and the next step is follow through, and the next step is follow up. We'll follow up and then follow through, right? And I hope that this is something that's so simple that you're like, I can do this. Of course I can do this. I'd be crazy not to do this. Because this is a process, a simple system that you can install into your acquisition and see so much change. And I know this because I've been helping so many people do this over the past 5 years and over the past 17 years of my own business. And this is a small system within a process that will literally make the difference in you maintaining what you currently have and you actually scaling to the next level. And I know you're here, you're invested in your own growth, or you wouldn't have spent your lunch hour with me hearing about marketing in a 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 system. So if this is a process, a simple system that you're like, yes, I can do this. I know I can do this. Then I want to invite you to our scaling blueprint. And we do a scaling blueprint workshop to where we take a full day and we talk about processes of knowing your right fit client, processes of knowing how to establish your profit structure. You'll learn about the 6 money models. We're going to spend a full day together in processes. And then we're going to spend a full day together in profit, where you're going to learn how to leverage a marketing and referral engine. And if you think that what you've learned today is insightful, think about learning how to build and leverage a marketing and referral engine. We'll talk about the 3 core systems required to scale, because I don't want to just help you maintain your business. I want to help you generate the momentum to help you get to the next level so that you can build more team, you can build more profit, you can build processes that help you create a team managed agency to where right now, if you are feeling like all the growth is on you or one other person in your office, it doesn't have to be that way. And honestly, it can't be that way for you to truly scale your business to new heights. We'll talk about financial metrics that actually matter the most. There's 1,000 you can track. There's only a few that really make the difference. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about the KPIs that are actually sabotaging growth. Who knew? And then we're going to have a full day on people, because you don't build your business alone. You don't scale your business alone. Businesses aren't meant to scale alone. So we're going to dive into people and how you can lead your team with confidence so that you don't feel like you're doing it all on your own. So if you're like, love today, I'm going to take this 2 by 2 by 2 and I'm going to install in my business, know that there's more than just marketing strategy. Because when you start marketing, you start doing the 2 by 2 by 2, you're then going to be like, I need to recruit more. I need to hire more. I have to deliver more service. I need to make sure that my profit margins are where they're supposed to be, because it doesn't matter if I'm making more revenue if your profit, your margins are going through holes and gaps in your systems and in your processes. So I want to make sure everybody knows about the home care scaling blueprint so that you have infrastructure and you have additional processes that will support the growth that you will begin having when you consistently introduce yourself, follow up, and follow through in your business. And so And Leslie, you have been monitoring the questions that have come through. And you've also seen this twice now.
I
So,
have.
what questions do you have or insights that you can share?
Well, I know, right? I have been monitoring the questions, but also Clint has as well, and I think a couple of them he even answered. Um, let's see. I think mostly Gertrude actually asked, "What about the referrals that we fail to convert, the ones that ghost us? How should we handle those?"
Yeah. So if a referral, is it a referral that you got or a referral partner? Because if it's a referral that you got, there's 2 to 3 reasons why a referral would ghost you or they don't follow back up with you. Number one, they just weren't ready and they just wanted information. So continue to nurture that connection. Or number two, they didn't see the value in what you do. So making sure that you understand like that there's a value. What did that referral, if it's a potential client or a potential client's family member, make sure that you actually understand their pain point. Their pain point is not they need bathing, groom, and dressing. Theirs is they need a solution that is dependable, that is consistent, that can help guide them and navigate this journey. A lot of times there's more emotional needs that we're addressing than just tactical, physical needs. And I've literally reached out to a potential referral that ghosted me and said, "Hey, you don't even have to respond to that. I would like for you to confirm if you received it. I want to make sure that you have the support that you need. If I'm not that support, let me know what you need so I can best connect you to that support." And a lot of times they will respond and just say, "I'm simply not ready." And my response is, "That's why we're here for you, because we know you're not ready. And that's why we're going to help guide you to the next step." Being a true solution. So, and
And
if
there
it is
might
a,
be other partners within our membership that are, if we're not right for you, maybe one that
yeah.
specializes in dementia care or
And
pediatrics, whatever.
when it comes to a ghosting referral partner, like a referral source, if your referral source is ghosting you, I simply say, "Hey, every minute that I invest in a referral source is because I want to truly create a relationship, a referral and unity. And I don't want to continue trying to build a relationship where it's not a good fit. So if this isn't a good fit for you, that is completely fine. Let's remain friends. Let's stay united in this industry, but just let me know." I think honesty and transparency is the best policy that you can have. I am not going to send 16 donut trays trying to get somebody to stop ghosting me. That is not a good resource. And I usually do 3 touch points. And at 3 touch points, if I'm not heard anything back from them, I will literally send them, "I value your time. I value our relationship. I also value my time. And if right now this isn't a good time to build a referral relationship, that is completely fine. Know that I'm here. Know that I support you. And if you do have someone looking for true solutions when it comes to senior care or whatever your specialty is, they can reach out to you at that point in time." So nobody wants someone constantly nagging them if they're literally over there saying, "Oh my God, this person is driving me crazy." Like even in our home care agency, we have a blacklist of people who literally drove us crazy when they weren't a right fit. So
That happens. All right. So I don't see anything else coming in on the questions. Oh, wait. Well, Sharon said she's psyched to begin the process. So there you go.
well,
She's not alone. I think this is a very motivating. And when you do break it down to 2 + 2 + 2, I can do 2 things.
yeah,
I do want to make sure everybody hears you on that follow through. I don't
yes.
think we can underemphasize how important that piece is.
Yeah. And it literally it goes in tandem. If you leave out one step, then your chances of it being and giving you intentional results are very, very low, because introduction, follow up, and follow through is what keeps them coming in consistently. It doesn't matter. You can go down a hallway and open up 50 doors in a matter of minutes. It might be a workout. You might be running. But if you don't walk through the doors, you're not going to reap any of the benefits in what's inside those rooms. And that is what introduction, follow up, and follow through does. I would rather you open up 1 to 2 doors down a long hallway, walk in, create an intentional relationship, create intentional awareness, and get something from that room and it continually be serving you than to wear yourself out trying to open up a lot of doors that you don't have the capacity or the know-how to walk through.
A person did just put in the chat, but I think Clint is typing the answer. They wanted a little bit more information about consulting services and your program.
Yeah. Yeah. So we love supporting home care owners. And I will tell you, we have coaching programs and we support home care owners. The best place for you to get plugged into is the scaling blueprint. We're going to spend 3 full days together and you're going to have my entire team. I did not scale my business alone. Couldn't imagine doing it. And you're going to hear from the top experts who've ran multi-million dollar home care agencies and assisted living, like all the things, empires. You're going to hear from them, and it's only $197 for 3 days. And you're going to go through processes, profit, people. You're going to create your scaling blueprint. That's the best place to start. It's something that we do once to twice a year. It's our way of giving back to the industry that has served us so well, and plug into that. That's the best place to start.
Right. That's great. And a link to that plus your handouts will come to everybody at the end.
Yeah. And it's super easy to remember. You want to scale your home care, scalemyhomecare.com. Scalemyhomecare.com is where you go and you can get plugged into that workshop. And it's virtual. So you can do it from the comfort of your home, your office, and you can get your team plugged into it as well.
Perfect. All right. This call has been recorded and I will post it and send everyone a link after. And I encourage everyone to stay involved. We have a member hub now. We can continue the conversation on our forum inside the member hub. And yeah, we'll have a wonderful hot summer day and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. And I am looking forward to seeing all those that are coming to the virtual scaling blueprint and spending their days together. So
Great.
it's going to be fun.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.